Okay, modelers, so I've got a little bit of a treat going today. I've got a friend in the model club who bought this kit second hand for $55, as you can see up here, so he got it for a bargain. I haven't been actually able to afford many new kits lately, so this friend in the club knows I do these videos, and he said, you can have this to do a review and I want you to build it, but he wants to do the painting and weathering and stuff. So it's an absolute treat for me to be able to do this, because it's one of those kits I would have bought anyway, and just being able to, you know, review it and build it without having to pay for it is an absolute treat. So guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I know I'm really going to enjoy the build on this as well, so I'm going to do an inbox review first, and I'll attach that to the build video as well at the beginning of the build video. So this one here is our heavy battle tank, the World War I, the female version, from Takom. Now Takom's brought out some beautiful stuff lately, some really different stuff, and I mean, it's for years and years we've been begging for, you know, these World War I armour tanks, like some decent versions of them, and now we're flooded with them. There's just, you know, some beautiful kits on the market. I mean, Meng's done some, there's some with full interiors and everything, so absolutely awesome. From everything I understand, this is supposed to be a really nice kit. So as you can see, the box art is like just, you know, different angles of the tank, both sides, or the side, top, front and back sort of thing. Really nice. It gives you a really good idea of what the piece of armour is all about. On the side here, it's a lovely little picture here, and obviously we'll have to look in the instructions as we go through this, but you can actually have plates off and you can see all your drive wheels and chain and stuff on the side here, so you may actually have the option of having those covers off and be able to actually see a little bit of interior in this. Same with the machine guns, maybe you could have a plate off there showing the machine guns, but I don't think there's much else interior wise, so we'll have to wait till we open the kit and go through and see what's actually in there. And on the other side here we've got all our sprue call outs and a cover of our instruction book. So anyway guys, we shall open her up now and we'll have a look at all the goodies inside. Okay, so first up we have got our instruction book by the look of it, and this one has actually been cut open, this packet, so we'll take him out and we'll have a look. Okay, so it's a nice sort of thick cardboard cover on this, so it's not going to actually like rip and tear too easy, which is good. And it's good to see when they have these nice solid sort of covers on these things, you can cover them up. Okay, so inside we have just a few things here about applying the decals, a bit of a list of the paint colours that you're going to need, yeah, and just how to remove the photo etch parts from the sprue there. Then we've got our sprue call outs on this page, and then we start our build over here. So it looks like the first thing we have is our machine guns going in there into their housings. Then it looks like the top and the bottom, front and back, all sort of go together, which is, yeah, it's a little bit odd how that all goes together and there's no sides on it yet, but I take it there's an interior side and an exterior side, but we'll see that as we go through. Then we've got our tow hitches going on here, exhaust system going together on that page, and over here we've got some of the gear going on at the top, the exhaust system running over the top there. I'm not sure, that plate there looks like some sort of housing for something. Oh, it must be an exhaust cover, the main exhaust cover. And then we're starting to put our boxes together for the front and back, and they go together in a few pieces here, as you can see. Just looking at the instructions here, it looks like there's some nice detail, all the riveting and bolt heads and stuff are on it. Then we've got the start of the interior of the walls here going together, some of our drive sprockets, and here's our chain and sprockets going together over here with your different paint call outs and that. And then the opposite side, then these are the actual outside plates, and just again looking at the instructions, they look really nice. Looks like some really nice detail on them, but we'll see that when we pull the parts out. All our wheels going together here. Then our tracks, looks like there's a plate here to make your tracks up, so the individual track lengths, which is good, even though these ones are pretty well stretched out over the tracks and a lot of sag and that in them to pose them, but it's still good to have those individual tracks. If you want to have one broken and hanging, you can do that. Yeah, more drive gear going on the opposite side. So it looks like both sides you've got the option to have that open to show all that drive gear going on there. And again, this must be the opposite side for our tracks going together. And then here we have our machine guns going together. This is your main machine gun turrets that sit in the sidewalls. So it looks like some really nice detail on those. It's going to be a shame they're going to be covered up, because you've got a housing here that goes over the top, and they're going to be covered up. But maybe you could, if you want to, you can probably cut those panels, open them up so you can see inside and have a look. And they get put together, those turrets get put together separately, as you can see on this page here. They're completely separate to the rest of the build. So, and then the outside walls go onto the main base, and then your turrets go on there as well. Having a look at this one here, it looks like there's quite a few holes to drill down here. And then all our finishing touches, our chains and stuff. It's got instructions over here for doing your chains and how to make them up. We've got a little figure here by the look of it that goes in there as well with his little camera. That's a really cool touch. I love when they add little things like that. And then we've got our markings. Looks like we've got a couple of different versions of markings here. But like I say, I'm not going to be painting this one, guys. Someone else is going to be doing that. The guy who actually owns the kit's going to be doing that. And we have a correction sheet here, so obviously they get something wrong in the instructions. Make sure you put this, I'll put that into the actual instruction booklet there on the page where that is supposed to be, so we don't sort of get that mixed up. We'll just zoom the camera in a little bit, guys, so we can see in the box while I'm going through it. There's our markings there, and our bits of chain, and some photo etch going on there as well. I won't worry about taking those out. And here we have, I'll just put my goggles on, guys, so I can see what I'm actually talking about here. And these are all our wheels. There's our drive chains and that on the sprockets there, and they look absolutely beautiful. Actually really nice moulding on those. You can really see the individual links and that on them. Very nice. So that's something you can actually have opened up. It'd be nice to have that opened up to see one of those drive sprockets. But we'll see how we go with the build. These are parts from our machine guns up here. They're very nicely moulded as well, guys. Obviously a seam line where the join goes around there, but it's just some really nice detail in there. All our U-clamp, all our tow hitches and things like that. There's our magazines for the machine guns. Again, very nicely moulded. And here we have obviously the top, the bottom, our guards and things like that. And the rivet detail, the great big bolt heads are beautiful. I've seen the actual real tanks, photos of them, and they were big standout, big thick heavy bolts like that. So they're not actually overdone. They probably look like it in their scale, but they actually were great big thick heavy bolts. I mean, they had to be. They were supposed to withstand some pretty powerful fire. So yeah, some really nice detail there. A few little cover, like a little hole, inspection holes with our little flip plates on them. They're all moulded in there as well. Very nice. And here we have, this must be the outside boxes that are going together on these pieces. Again, all that rivet detail is all built in there, guys. Very, very nice. Just ignore the sound of the plane taking off the background, guys. It happens here. I'm next to an airport, so yeah, looks like we've got some wheel housing stuff going on there. Very nice. Our exhaust system up here. Exhaust system's very plain, but I guess they weren't actually sort of over detailed or anything, but it's nicely moulded. Parts like this is so long, this big piece up the top here, you have to be very careful, I guess, cutting that away from the sprue so you don't break it. It's just going to be something to be very careful with. Here's all our running wheels, looks like the shafts and everything there to put them all together. There's quite a few there. It's going to take a bit of clean up because I can see where they're attached to sprues, fairly thick sort of attachments there that'll have to be trimmed off very carefully so you don't put big nicks inside the running wheels and that. They look quite nice, guys, for what they are. And here's machine gun housings, like our turret covers and things like that. They go together in a few pieces, and our outside boxes going together there as well. Again, that beautiful detail with little inspection flip plates and stuff like that are all moulded in there. Again, the rivet detail's just gorgeous. There's the big thick ones, and then there's finer ones. Some of you can see rivets, and some of them are actually bolt heads. You can see the hexagonal shapes on them. So very, very nice there, guys. And here's our tracks, and oh my god, there's a big stack of them. I think these are the tracks I don't really like doing either. You put the two sides links together and then these glue over the top like the Meng dozer tracks. I think they're going to be a bit painful to do these, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes because there is a guide plate in here to put them together on, so I hope they won't be too bad. But what was it, 1, 2, 3, 5 sprues full of them in there, so quite a bit of work in that, guys. And then we have, these are our side plates. These are things I've been waiting to have a look at. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the detail that's built into these, guys. I'm hoping you can pick this up on the camera. Absolutely beautiful. All the bolt heads are actually in the right sizes, like some are bigger, some are smaller. You can see the hexagonal shape on some of them. Very, very nice. And even, I think I'm just looking for where they need to have them holes drilled out. I'm not sure, maybe it's to do with putting the doors and the actual hatches and things on there. But you've got your inside and outside plates. The inside plates obviously got their detail built in there as well. You've got your panel engravements going on there. Absolutely beautiful stuff, guys. I'm really, really looking forward to building this thing, because it's one of those awesome looking beasts from the past that, you know, you just don't see in real life anymore. This is the closest you're probably going to get, unless you go to a museum. But really looking forward to doing this build, and looking at the parts and the instructions, looks like it's going to be a very nice build, guys. So anyway, that's probably about all I can tell you by just going through the box, guys. I will get on with the build pretty much straight away on this one, and hopefully get it done in the next few weeks. Although I am a bit tied up at the moment. I'm actually in the midst of organising our model show here in Mackay. So I'll see how I go. Hopefully I'll get this done in the next couple of weeks, guys, and we'll get the build up there. But like I say, there's no painting on this one. I'm just going to build it, pass it back to the guy who owns it. He wants to do the painting side. So anyway, guys, as always, I hope you really enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.